including, you see, the DST also gives a lot of things. So exposure changes actually. So from the exposure, we learn a lot. So as a result of our the research, the things that we develop over a period of time, our teaching gets improved significantly. Wherein we compose it actually. Nowadays we have sometimes we have classes of 150 or 200 also. So it's always good to, you see, I feel it's good to have a composite use, like the blackboard coupled with wherever you need to make very big diagrams, complex diagrams, or you want to show the videos immediately to make the fundamental understandable. So in those cases, it is good to use PPT. So a composite use of the board as well as PPT is actually, this is what I feel is better. So thank you, INSA. Thank you for this recognition. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now I invite Professor Sanjay Gupta, who's from IIT Kanpur. Oh, Kharagpur, sorry, Kharagpur.
Lack of diversity here in all Kharagpur.
No, IIT Kanpur was there. In Insanobody's. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, INSA, for this Teachers Award, which means a lot to me, because I just crossed the limit of 55 years. That was a criteria.
That was the criteria.
I have been working in IIT Kharagpur for the last 17 years. Before that, I've worked outside in foreign universities. And I work in a field which integrates engineering science and medical science. So I have many students from undergraduate first year teaching engineering mechanics, solid mechanics, and it goes through design and then finally to elective subjects in my research area. And over the years I have seen keen interest in the students in learning these new subjects, and I feel that if we give more time to the new generation students by attracting them in different ways, we can improve the education quality to a great extent. I think serious attention should be given in creating interest for within the students, bring them to the class, give them projects. They should spend more time in labs and institute building rather than in their hostels or within their laptops playing with YouTubes. Thank you again. Thank you all. And thank you, INSA.
May I request now Professor Deepak Chandrapal from Jadavpur University, Kolkata.
Very good afternoon to all of you, and thanks INSA for this recognition. I'm basically a geologist and I teach ore geology. Ores are basically rocks which are economically important. So I try to teach my students how these kind of rocks, these enigmatic rocks, they form in earth and how they evolve through geological time. See, it's perhaps easy to tell what do I work on, but it is extremely difficult to say what do I teach and how do I teach. Particularly, it is difficult to answer the second question, how do I teach? Students are the base judge, and if they judge me as a good teacher, then I'm a good teacher, otherwise I'm not. And a teacher must be evaluated by the performance of the students, and I'm very happy to say that today we have Dr. Shubranil Mondal here, one of my students, and Shubham, both of them our students, and they have received INSA Teacher Award this year. INSA Young Scientist Award this year. I think that is a recognition for all of us. There have been a question, how do I keep my students awake in the class? Well, the first thing, in fact, few things I tell my students the very first day. The first thing I tell them is that there is a fundamental difference between school teaching and university teaching. In school teaching, in books, whatever is written, those are almost taken for granted. You don't challenge them. But in a university or college teaching, whatever I teach today, whatever I teach now, that can be challenged at any point of time. And this makes them, this helps them to read through recent literatures every day and interact with me. Another thing that I tell them, please don't yawn in the class. Don't yawn in the class because it is infectious. If you yawn in the class, I see you yawning, I start yawning. When I start yawning, the entire class was sitting in front of me, they start yawning. And perhaps this works, at least this worked for me over almost 2 decades. So maybe you can try this helps. I would really like to dedicate this hour to all my students because whatever I am today, it's because of them. I have learned from them how to teach. The questions they ask in the class, the dissatisfaction they express in my teaching, I take them all positively and try to improve myself and reach to each and every student. I would also like to dedicate this hour to my teachers from whom I have learned how to remain a student lifelong. So this award actually goes to students and teachers both. I also understand that every recognition comes with responsibilities, and I would like to assure INSA that any responsibility that comes my way, I would love to shoulder that in future. Thank you very much, and thanks INSA once again. Thank you, sir.
So now I invite Professor Kanzeng Chosdol, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi.
Good afternoon, everyone. And first of all, I wish to thank INSA for recognizing me as a teacher. So this award is very prestigious to me. And I want to congratulate all the young researchers for receiving the award. And it feels good to see all budding researchers, coming out and receiving the award. So actually, I'm a teacher teaching MBBS students, first-year students, and we have MBBS, MD, as well as PhD. So I'm a teacher, academician, and a researcher. My research interest is in cancer. I'm working on glioma. So, at AIMS, we have this facility for MBBS students to undergo. You take some project and do some research, and we get the opportunity to ignite this young medical mind to have some inculcation of research interest in them. And I feel myself privileged to get this opportunity to work with this young mind. Thank you, and thank you, INSA. Thanks. Thank you.
So now I invite Professor Rajat Sandhir, who is from Punjab University, Chandigarh. Oh. Sanjeev Kumar Singh, yeah. I'm sorry, there is another mistake that's done by me. I invite Professor Sanjeev Kumar Singh from Algappa University.
Namaste and good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank INSA and especially Professor Astos and Dr. Dikshit for giving me this honor to be here. And I am in the Alagappa University from last 17 years. Before that in Madurai Kamaraj University. And this Alagappa University is at a rural place in Karaikudi. Where like bringing the students to continue the research work is very, very difficult. So especially when you teach in the MSc and you ask in the first semester that what you wanted to be, then they told like, no, we just because 90% population in Alagappa University is girls population. So they tells that no, because my parents don't want to send me outside from Karaikudi, so we just came for this course. But the same question we asked them in the fourth semester, they tells that yeah, we wanted to have go for the research and PhD and the postdoc. So luckily, from Malakappa University is now at A double plus from by the NAC and receiving very good grant. And we are really fortunate that we are able to motivate lots of students and they are now settled outside the India also. So thank you once again, INSA, and I really wanted to congratulate each and everyone those who received the award today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. May I now invite Professor Rajat Sandhir from Punjab University, Chandigarh.
Very good afternoon to you all, and I would like to thank INSA for this prestigious award that has been conferred on us. And I would like to say that I was not born as a teacher, and I will owe this to my students. I started teaching at a young age of 25, so I've been teaching for last 30 years almost, and I've been teaching clinical biochemistry and neuroscience to young students. So we have a teaching program in Punjab University where the students come after +2. So we catch them young. Some of them stay with us for 10 years. So they come as boys and go as men. And some of them have done extraordinarily well. And some of them even rose to the position of vice chancellors. And I would say this award would go a long way in my endeavor in teaching. And thank you all.
Now I invite Professor Sanjeet Dey from University of Calcutta. Please.
Okay, so now it is a very pleasant task to present before you, and it is really honor for me. And it is a huge parental blessings, I can say, and yes, definitely it is a parental, the blessings from my teachers. And first of all, I thank INSA and all the office bearers of the INSA for selecting me. And now I must say that কেন আমি দিইনি তোমাকে সকল শূন্য করে. So today is Rabindranath Thakur's birthday, 9th of May, actually 8th and 9th, it's 8th actually, then 9th of May it is celebrated. আলো 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 আলোয় তোমার আলোয় ভুবন ভরা. That means light, light, light everywhere. Okay. So I think so. The other meaning is that why I have not given you the heartfelt, okay, heartful, sorry. So that was the message Rabindranath Thakur actually said. And now on that behalf, I teach physiology, and I'm very much proud to, say that it is one of the subject that the Nobel Prize is being given. But unfortunately, it is the ever vanishing subject in India as a basic discipline. And I can say with very strong word that my students, our students, are everywhere across the globe, and they are doing very well. And why? Because I can take the responsibility that I tell them to think out of the box. Okay, and I take PowerPoint, I take Blackboard, and now Greenboard is there. And also, I take myself as a teaching kid. Okay, yes, because I have to say many things like nucleotide structure, I have to say in my own hand if I don't get Blackboard and everything, all right? So that is, having said that, and what else I can say? I take also the research. I also emphasize the research, and I also, I must say to my seniors to start, unfortunately, in most of the universities like us, we are actually closing the workshops. Those are the, building blocks where Acharya Popular Chandra Rai, Sotyen Bose, and my just immediately next my door, Sir Jagadish Chandra Bose's abode is there, Bosu Bigyan Mandir. So he actually, inculcated his own mind from plan to lesser. Okay. So, and we are not imbibing that. We are now closing down those workshops. So please, sir, and madam, please encourage to build up and open all these workshops. And so glass blowing is now being a history. Okay, so without that, we cannot do the patch clamp and everything. All right. So having said that, and I would encourage to do and to encourage this subject, human physiology, as a basic discipline. And okay, thank you very much for selecting me, sir. Okay, and I would definitely bear the responsibility to bring the teachers to in the world level and for doing the indigenous, doing on the indigenous problem, the India specific problem. Okay, and to my students. Thank you very much, sir.
So thank you so much. Now I invite Professor Ashish Kumar Nandi from JNU, New Delhi.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Insa, for this recognition. In the School of Life Science, Jawaharlal Nehru University, I teach plant molecular biology, plant physiology, plant developmental biology. And in answer to your question, like some subjects like developmental biology, we need PowerPoint because we need to show the organs how they are developing. But other subjects like biotechnology, physiology, we are very comfortable in chalk and board. Even students like when we present in chalk and board rather than PPT. That's what the students' feedback is. And one thing what I also, like many people said, I would like to say, when one day you get an email from a student that thanks for teaching me this, I really doing this research and I enjoy your teaching, that's a bigger award than I think what I am getting today. But anyway, thanks a lot. Thank you.
So now I invite Professor Ravindra Nath Kharwar from BHU, Varanasi.
Good afternoon, everyone. At outset, I would like to thank INSA for selecting me and to President Professor Ashutosh Sharma and Madhu Madam for conferring this award. I am in the botany department, and I think a teacher should be strict, cordial, and motivational, to his or her students, which normally we follow this practice since I joined this department, botany, BHU, and I would like to dedicate this award to my teachers, my PhD supervisor, Professor Kamal, and one of my teachers, Professor A.K. Tripathi, who is currently director, who motivated me a lot to just, he sent the form to just fill up this INSA Teacher Award. So, and to my students, of course. When we teach, so I love to teach through Blackboard and PPT also, because in last we summarize all the course, that paper course in 1 or 2 lecture. One person, I think, who has received award, Young Scientist Award from PUSA. I think many of us do not know what does PUSA stands for. So it is the story of 1905 when Curzon was the viceroy of this country, and his wife was US citizen. So when she became the first lady of this country, so she called her friend, his name was Dr. Henry Phipps, and he was a big industrialist and great philanthropist. So when he came, he visited so many places of India, and when he saw that people are unable, many people are unable to take 2 times of meals. So he called Mr. Curzon, you take this seed money and just open an agricultural research institute, and research will be done, and when the crop yield will be more, then people may get their food. So at that time, Samastipur, there was Imperial Agriculture College. So that college was upgraded at institute level, Imperial Agricultural Research Institute. And then in 1934, when earthquake came there, so that institute was shifted to Delhi, and so that is there. So just to honor the contribution of Dr. Henry Phipps towards humanity, P was taken from his name and USA from his country. So P, USA, then that become PUSA. And this PUSA, so PUSA is also here. Even when this institute will be shifted to other places, tomorrow if it is shifted Bangalore, so PUSA will still be there. So just this, when the PUSA person came, so this came in my mind. And when we teach this plant pathology, so normally we tell the students. And I always try to explain the things from basic to advanced, and words etymology is very, very important. So just half minutes I will take. My mycology students, fungi is the plural, and fungus is the singular. So this fungus word has been taken from a Greek dictionary, that is the sphinx, and the meaning of sphinx is sponge. So normally if you see sponge, that is very soft, and majority of fungi are soft except few, and that is an aggregated mass of tubular structures. So most microscopic fungi are the aggregated mass of mycelia, which is a tubular. And the most important character, that is when you throw this sponge near the moistures, that will absorb the moisture. So that is the most important character, that is the mode of nutrition which fungi possess, that is the absorption mode of nutrition. So in this way, when students are taught, so they feel very encouraging. Since time is very limited, so I'm thankful to INSA once again, and thank you everyone who has received the award here. Thank you very much. I listen your lecture.
So, so the award ceremony comes to an end, and I wish to congratulate on my personal behalf each and every awardee. And now we are going to initiate the general body meeting. So I request the awardees to please go for the lunch, which is in the adjacent building. And thank you so much for coming and attending this function.